Hi, everybody. We're waiting to go on. 30 seconds. There's a guy in my ear. He's a cute guy named Jimmy Bell. He's on Facebook. And we're going to come in live. So just wait. It's just us now. They can't hear us yet. It's just us three. It's me and the prince. All right. Oh, my God. This is going to be fun. Okay. We're coming in soon. Oh, see? Nicole. Hi, Nicole. My cousin Nicole. Joe, there he is. Joe, I was talking about you. Okay, coming in. All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. Welcome to our 7th episode. It's getting better and better, and people are joining the second we go on Facebook. And as always, I want to thank Jimmy Bell. Jimmy is our wonderful producer and engineer. He's super sweet and super even keel, which I am not. So I really appreciate that. So thank you, Jimmy Bell. And Joe Rocks, you know, he's famous. Joe Rocks from Armed Radio. So let me just explain this because some people, this is your first time coming on. So what we're doing here is there's a great radio, TuneIn Radio. TuneIn Radio is an app on your phone or your computer that you can download, and you get a ton of great radio stations that you can listen to live. One of them is called Armed Radio, ARMED Radio, and the way to find that, it's a blonde girl with red lipstick. Click onto that on your TuneIn app, and you can listen to us live right now, which is really great. Let's say you missed that and you want to catch the episode. It will go into podcast usually within 12 hours after the show. It goes into 12 podcast on a great app called Spreaker, Spreaker, Spreaker app, and listen to podcasts. I love the podcast. You can listen to it a million times. Hi, Carly Bell. She just joined. Melissa Manchester. Are you kidding me? The Melissa Manchester, my favorite songwriter of all time. Hi, Melissa. Okay, so Les Hopkins, who is also British, just joined us. So that is the way you can listen to us. And Facebook Live, I'm going to try to do it every single time, and hopefully it'll work every time. So tonight is very special. I have my friend Penny James.
Hello.
Of Penny James Salon, and I have Will Tien Hall, my British lover. Actually, we're not lovers, but I have a huge crush on him. And Penny's boyfriend, Bill. Benke is out there from Long Island. I love these boys. They're, I have these little crazy crushes of mine, and they don't, Penny doesn't care. But okay, so when I try to put a show together, I do give it thought, and I think who would be like, what would be a cool combination? And I wanted to get Penny on right away because we talk about hair a lot. Because of course my sister is a hairdresser, European Flair in West Concord. That's my sister. My dad, who cut my hair just the other day, is a hairdresser. My cousin Joyce, my cousin Gina, and they are at 132 Ferry Street in Everett, Mass. And so many. Nicole, I have to get all my other hairdressers. I got to get all your info soon and shout you out. Now, talk about hairdressers. So Penny James of Penny James Salon is, she has this amazing shop, and I am very inspired by her because I also am hoping to go into my own business, and she has been one of my inspirations. So also why I put them on is they're both British. It's true. And
it is true. Mm-hmm.
The Brits are fun. You want to have some fun friends, get some British friends. And so I said Les Hopkins, I would give him a shout out. He's also British and fabulous. Do you know Les?
No.
Oh, you love him.
Hi,
okay,
Les.
So now Penny, let's start with you.
Okay.
When did, so you came over here from England.
Yes.
And what year was that?
Oh my goodness.
You don't have to give me a year. You could tell,
It was around about 19 years ago.
All right. So you've been here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come here as a hairdresser, or did you, when you got here, you figured out, oh, this is the business I want to be in?
No, I've been a hairdresser since I was 16.
Okay.
So it's in my blood. I've wanted to be a hairdresser since I was a little girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you cut dolls' hair?
I did.
My sister cut all my dolls'
all
hair.
the dolls. I cut my dolly's hair, my sister's dolly's hair. Yeah.
My sister cut all my dolls' hair. Not that I played with dolls. But when I did have a doll, my sister cut that hair. So, and also, but you're creative, and were you also a creative kid in many different ways, or were you focused on that early on?
I was really focused on that, and I think what really sort of drew me to wanting to be a hairdresser was I really wanted to be a little punk rocker, you know.
I've
so
seen
it was
pictures,
that
Penny.
sort of like 1980s, and I was really inspired by the whole punk scene. But I thought to myself, well, how am I going to create this look myself, you know? So I thought, well, I'll be a hairdresser.
Okay, so you were inspired by the punk movement.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you wanted to create
I
more
wanted
of that.
more creative. It was just a really great time, music-wise, artistically-wise. Like
Who was
Blondie
that? What was a band or two that
yeah,
you
like
really
Blondie
loved?
really inspired me. I loved
Okay.
her look. Annie Lennox really inspired
Yep.
me. Susie and the Banshees. You know, just they were really powerful women. I loved their looks, you know, their makeup, their hair. So I just thought, you know, I need to be involved in this. So I was really obsessed with fashion, makeup, hair since I was really little. It was just natural. It was a natural calling to be a hairstylist.
Right. So you know what's so funny? We talk about callings and being drawn to things. I come from a family where that was our family business. I did not have that calling. So I felt this enormous pressure to try to, I worked for my dad and I loved doing that. And I remember feeling I was creative in other ways, but feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? This is not my thing.
Right.
But
so you felt almost obliged. You had to.
so
go
you
into family
see, you
business.
do feel when you should be in a business like my business. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a comedian. That was what I was driven to do. So you went with it, which is wonderful. Was your family supportive, or were they indifferent, or was anyone else in your family a hairdresser?
No one in my family is a hairdresser. And I remember my mum, because I'd obviously like really was trying all kinds of different ways of dressing and trying to chop my own hair, like when I was like 14 and 15. So when I said to Mum, I think I want to be a hairdresser, she frog marched me into a salon. Like she did. I mean, she would just like drag me off the head. She was like, "Oh my, yes, you're getting a job, young lady."
1 second, Jimmy says, just to project a little bit a little more on the mic.
Yeah.
So she followed you.
Yeah, Mum. So Mum said, right, Penny, we're going to set up interviews. You're going to actually, when my grandma got her hair done, Silhouette du Barry, it was called, in Chelmsford, Essex. And my mum called Grandma. She goes, we should get Penny an interview, shouldn't we? And Mum's like, oh yes. Grandma's like, oh yeah, Silhouette du Barry. Mr. Barry and Mr. Ray were my bosses. And they were like, yes. I said, what a good idea. I said, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, it's very conservative, you know, curl up and die, you know, like granny hairdos. And I'm coming in there wanting to be a punk rocker. I'm like, I don't want to work here. Can you imagine? Anyway, I turned the place on its head, as you can well imagine.
Bad.
Oh yeah, I wasn't having any of it.
You.
I said, like, cut my hair off, dye it orange. I want to be Annie Lennox 1 minute, then I want to be Susie the Banshee in the next. Then I wanted to have a mohawk. So I had this genius idea. I said, right, shave the sides off, I'll make my mohawk, and of course get flopping. You know, and I'm like, well, a bit of super glue sorts that out, doesn't it? Super glue. So I used to go to all my punk clubs. Didn't matter because that baby wasn't moving. It snapped off in the end.
Penny, you have to post up.
It snapped off. I walked out with the club. We'd gone to see Rockabilly Psychosis, and I ended up with like two like sticks. Because the rest had friggin' snapped off.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So,
wow.
Yeah, that was...
So when did you decide that coming to the U.S. was the way to do it? Did you follow a band or something?
No, I didn't follow a band at all. In fact, I was living in almost poverty. I was living in a YWCA. I just couldn't get ahead, and, remember it was Margaret Thatcher time,
right.
In the 80s. And I just really, creative people were just not making enough money. So, I moved in with some friends and then found it really hard to make money. So right. I just, I saw this advert to go to work in New York. Well, I didn't realize the state of New York's massive, isn't it? Well, you
just said, I'm going to go.
I just went, I'm going to New York. Mum's like, oh yeah, okay, Penny, yeah, whatever. And P.S. I never came home.
And that's it. I love it.
I just moved here. But I mean, cut a very long story short, I actually ended up in Manhattan with Frederick Fekkai. 5 years after I moved to America.
Now, Frederick Fekkai, I'm ashamed to say, I've heard you mention him, but he's is he a certain genre or a certain...
He is. He's you know, he really sort of...
Well, he was famous,
He was
right?
very famous, and he sort of like brought in the whole sort of very French way of doing hair.
Okay.
So I come in from like a very technical element, like you know, Sassoon. That's my background.
Okay,
Trevor
Sassoon.
Sassoon.
And you still do? Didn't you just go?
Yeah, I did.
So hairdressers, I know because my family does this too. They go to a lot of the hair shows, or they go to the Redken shows, or a lot of these, and so it's not so much retraining, but it's upgrading, right?
Well, it is. I mean, you know, now I've got my own salon. I haven't been working around other artists, and I've stopped doing editorial work, and I've actually stopped doing the shows, which I was doing the runway.
So you were doing the runway?
Yeah, I did the runway circuit for 15 years.
Wow.
So I was.
So what does that mean to someone, to a layperson that doesn't know what that means? You would be behind the scenes doing the hair for these models,
for the models,
and sending them out.
And sending them out. That's correct. For
Would you create the looks?
I was always assisting. Yeah, I was assisting. Like, you know, I was really privileged to assist Sam McKnight. I assisted Guido. I assisted Odile. I assisted Eugene Solomon, and I worked with them in Paris, Milan, London, and New York.
Amazing.
Twice a year for 15 years.
What would you say? So you enjoyed that, obviously.
I loved it. There's no money in it, but you know, as an artist, I got so much. I mean, it catapulted me into a whole nother sphere of my business artistically.
Did it obviously gave you some connections to people that were? Did it give? I mean, famous people, of course, creatively. But did you also meet famous people who then knew Penny James to be their hairdresser? Would you say, or their friend? Or?
I met some of the famous people that I work with now through, you know, my colleagues that I've worked with, you know, doing editorial work.
Right.
You know.
And when you say editorial work, what does that mean to someone like me?
Well,
I know what it means for a journalist. What does it mean for you?
Means as a hairstylist, you're either going to be doing magazine work, TV, TV commercials.
Right.
You know, and runway. And if there's anybody listening right now that, you know, is thinking about going into hairdressing as a career, it's a really great career. It's hard work.
What's the hardest part about it?
The hardest part, it's long, long hours.
And you're on your feet.
And you're on your feet, so don't forget to eat your breakfast.
Oh, okay, you see? Yeah, my dad only retired 2 years ago. He's 81. But he's really good, still really good at what he does. But what he finally said, I can't do this anymore, was his legs. He said it's hard to stand that many hours.
Yeah, on your back.
Your back, right. But he loved it. And he was always, see, in my house, it was encouraged to be creative. Everyone in my family is creative in some way. So, of course, do whatever it is that you do that makes you happy creating. So I love that. And I can just see you behind the scenes at that runway stuff. That's really cool. Now, you grew up where in England?
I grew up in Essex, Malden, Essex.
Okay. And did you grow up close to there or no?
No, not really. I'm further up west.
Okay, I've never been there. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Now, okay, so Will T.N. Hall is my friend, and we know each other musically. He is, and I know I say everybody is amazing, and all my friends are amazing in their own way. What I adore about Will, he's a musical director, and he is a piano player and a songwriter and an arranger. What I absolutely am, well, he's very funny, so he always keeps it light for me. When I'm around Will, I can never slip into a place of overthinking anything because he's very light. It's true. And that's one of the things I love about you. You always keep it so light for me. But if you hear him play, it is absolutely beautiful. There's so much happening that you think that's impossible. It's just one guy playing on that keyboard. I feel like that's how I feel. There's a lot of rolling and swelling and all this beautiful without going to a place where you're like, oh, stop. You know, sometimes you hear piano players and you're like, all right. But Will, you are just magnificent.
Well, I want to hear you.
Oh,
what do you play after with?
Yes. Well, we wrote a song together recently. Well, may I tell that story? And now I want to hear it. So after the election, in November, I was in a really crazy head and I was really down, and I was at work, and we work at the same place a few nights a week, but he came into where I worked and we didn't even talk. He was at the back of the bar and I was at the front doing my job, and we just looked at each other And we've been talking about writing a song for a long time. We had this look where we just understood that it was time. And then you left me a message.
Mm-hmm.
You left me a message and you said, it's time to write our song.
Mm.
And so I went to his apartment. He lives about 7 blocks from me. And I went to his beautiful, pristine, by the way. He's so clean. I wish I had that gene. I don't. But his pristine, beautiful apartment. And I had these crazy lyrics I had written. And I'm angry. And I showed it to him and he said, Poppy, we can write that song or we can write a song of hope. I will never forget that you said that to me. And so I sat at his coffee table and I rewrote everything. And I came up with our lyrics for a song. And we wrote a song of hope. And I'm really proud of it. And I just, every time I hear the way that you play it, it's beautiful. It was a beautiful collaboration between the two of us. So we're going to be, I don't know if we're going to have time to play that tonight. We may close with it. I doubt we'll have time. But I'll do it at some other point and play that so you can hear the way that Will plays. And we're also going to make a video really soon of the song because it's a song about immigration, and that's really big right now. And my family, of course, I've said this before, is from Italy. And you're British, you came, and Penny, they're both immigrants. Here you go, folks. That's what an immigrant looks like.
Yes.
You know, that's, they're not jumping over walls and fences. They're not carrying any drugs here.
No,
I frisked them out the door. These are
me neither.
Amazing, creative, blossoming beings that have brought their talents, and we're lucky to have them. You are. You brought your talents to America, and boy, am I glad you did. So let me take a quick second to acknowledge some of our people. Cynthia Nathan, I love Mr. Barry, she said. Oh my God. Now Cindy, my friend Cindy was a huge punk rock fan. So when you said that, I'm sure she perked up. Paul Lucas, Joe Savino is sharing our video as we speak. Marsha Ledwith, I went to high school with her. So please, everybody check in because we'll try to shout you up. Nicole, my cousin Nicole was on there. All right, so now, Will.
Yes.
Penny had this calling. She knew. Did you have a similar thing happen?
Yeah, I think so. I always wanted to be an actor.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
who was your favorite actor growing up? Or someone you were inspired by?
Probably a woman, I would have thought. I was obsessed with strong women, go figure. And obsessed with, like Disney villains. Like many little gay boys are obsessed with Ursula the Sea Witch.
Okay.
So
you like the villains more than the...
And I wanted to be, I wanted to be Jafar in Aladdin or whatever. So I was obsessed with that kind of thing, and the fact that you could have music so directly involved with acting and with story and character.
Did you know about Broadway?
No, not really. I don't think I had
So Disney was your introduction to musical theater, so to speak.
Probably Disney.
Which, thank you, Disney, because it introduced a lot of kids who grow up to be adults who do beautiful things to the world of musical theater. So,
and they hire musical theater writers and always really pretty much have done.
And you're a writer as well. I mean, you're a musical director, but you are
what ended up happening.
Is that your favorite thing that you do?
Yes.
Yes.
Writing, yes.
You don't even have to think about that, right? So did you write from an early age, or did you?
Yeah, I mean, I always tinkered, and then later on, I went to school.
I love those words, tinkered. I would never say tinkered. But you say, I like that. Okay, so you tinkered, and then...
Naughty.
It does sound naughty, but that's why I like it.
Naughty, you tinker around in all sorts of places, I suppose.
Okay, and did you go to school in London or in the States?
No, I came to school in the States, really. I mean, I did kind of a bunch of bits and bobs, summer schools and diplomas and programs and various workshops but yeah, I mean, really. How long is a workshop, would you say? Because you do a lot of that stuff when you're in New York. It depends. As a musical theater person, I find that that's a lot of workshop stuff, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, but it's very worthwhile. Yeah, it just depends on how long it can last and what kind of workshop it is as well. And you, we talked about, and we're going to do it. So see, I feel like if you say something into the universe, and now that Facebook people, because you'll hold me to it, is we have to do it. We're talking about writing a children's musical together. Right. Oh, so marvelous. And that's going to be really fun. Can you talk a little bit about it? Well, I wanted to call it. Well, he came up with it. He always calls me Puppet, right? Which I love. So cute, Puppet. So I said we should call it
And he loves the name Percy, right?
Percy Poppet.
Percy Percy Poppet and the American Dream.
Oh,
so
lovely.
and it's about a little boy that comes here from London and meets other kids from. Some of them are born here, and some of them are from different parts of the world, and how we all fit in and don't fit in, and what we contribute, and it'll involve some bullying and how to deal with some of that stuff. But it's about letting go and immersing yourself, and because of the creative, because he is talented. Percy is talented, and that is his gift that he can bring. So we're gonna, and I'm gonna talk to my boss, my incredible boss, Kathy Roy Spees, out in Morristown. She runs the director of education out at the Mayo. So Kathy makes things happen. So Kathy, we're going to start writing this musical. Okay, so you're both here. You both prosper here. But was there a time when you thought about, I can't do this, I'm going back home? Was there ever a time?
Oh, loads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was something that would make you think? Was it being in between jobs? Was it relationships? Was it just the culture where you thought, I don't need this? Was it? How about you?
I mean, I think for me, I think a lot of people feel this way. The first year is the hardest. People say, no,
absolutely,
I agree.
The first year out of school was very hard for me, and I thought this was going to be, I was going to fail basically, and it looked like I really was, because I couldn't find any work. And I couldn't make any money, and it was getting a bit dire. And then things started to level out, and as is most businesses, the arts and certainly like anything that's fashion, hairdressing, I imagine as well.
Yes,
it's about making those connections. And
absolutely,
that takes
time. Takes time.
So that started to happen, and things were better. But that first year was very difficult.
It really was. Mine too.
Yeah, and me too. And I only came here from Boston. It's not far, but it's such a big deal to come to, I guess, anywhere, but New York especially, because it's very overwhelming. And you can feel very small up against these giants. And I remember so many times where I just thought, I felt like my heart was like being squeezed, like I should just run home, But I remember my grandfather said to me, my grandpa Jerry said, if you ever get scared, just call me and I'll come pick you up. And I remember that, and I kept it in the back of my mind, and I thought, okay, I'll only call him if it's an emergency. And when I did call him actually, and I was scared, it was during the first September 11th, the first World Trade Center attack in '93.
Oh, yes.
Because I was here. I had only been here 3 years, and I called him. I said, you might have to come pick me up.
Wow.
Because I was so frightened. I didn't know what was happening. But
we had the IRA in London, so we were so used to it.
So you were used. Okay, so tell me about that, because we didn't have
was so
anything like that.
You get on the subway and they'd be like, okay, no subway because there's been a bomb threat. And you'd be like, oh, for God's sake, since I'm going to be late for work again. One time I used to live in Hammersmith, and I drove the car around, and all the windows got blown out at one of the one of the pubs.
Wow.
And so then the police got there really quickly, and they blocked it all off. And I remember getting really pissy with the policeman, because I was like, listen, mate, I live round the corner. I want to go home. Meanwhile, I couldn't care less that a bomb had gone off.
Right.
It's disgraceful.
Well, because you grow up with it.
Because we grew up with it. And when Harrods bombed, it was a really big deal. Yeah. A lot of people died. It was terrible.
Yeah. But it's okay. So that's almost desensitized, right?
Yes.
But we didn't know that on our soil. That was the first that it had happened, and then, of course, the terrible attack on September 11th.
No, terrible.
And then now, it is almost like there's so much happening in the world that you just you say, oh, this happened here, or that happened here, or oh my goodness, this is awful, or let me turn on the news. But then you have to go to work. You have to get on the subway.
Right.
Yes.
You have to go about your business.
Yes.
You have to travel. I remember when it first happened here, nobody wanted to get on a plane. And I know people that didn't get back on the subway for years. Yeah. But now it's like, I got to go.
Absolutely.
I have things to do. So it's just amazing how, I guess you adjust. I have friends that live in Israel as well, and they said the same thing. You just kind of get used to it.
Right.
It's a part of
life.
life.
That's a very British way to deal with things anyway.
It is a bit,
yes. Is it? Tell me about that.
We're going to get on with it. Well, I think it stems back from really probably the first as well, but mostly the Second World War, and you had the Blitz and stuff.
Yeah, Churchill
saying, keep calm and carry on.
Carry on. That's it.
Yeah.
It's now very popular.
Do you look at, either one of you or both of you look at Churchill as someone that you're proud of in your country, or someone that you're like,
yeah, I mean,
everyone has different figures.
I think he is a polarizing figure for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But
I mean, I love him.
The pros outweigh the cons.
I think they do.
And
too.
how about Margaret Thatcher?
Extraordinary.
I know
Well,
some people have mixed feelings.
She's
A lot.
much trickier.
Yeah,
I think,
that's a diplomatic way of putting
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as you folks are, you're very diplomatic.
it. I
Try
don't,
it well.
I don't know about that.
Depends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's certainly much less of a figure of pride for
But-
most.
For most people.
But did
yeah.
you say? I think it was you that said to me, or maybe it was Ian Twin, who said that Margaret Thatcher, and also Joe Simmons. This, by the way, goes as far as London.
Oh,
This broadcast on Radio Garden worldwide.
wow,
It goes. So
fantastic.
this is it goes as far as London. So Joe Simmons listens to us in London, and he said that Margaret Thatcher was he liked her because she did inject the arts into things, and because it's very different in America. A lot of schools don't have like when I was in high school, we had amazing programs, but after in 1980, once Reagan got in, and nothing against Reagan, I mean I know a lot of people love him, but all the arts were cut. You know, sometimes it happens here where once the Republicans they tend to cut the arts and put more money in the military, which a lot of people agree with, and that's fine. But I know for artists, sometimes programs are cut. But that doesn't happen in Britain as much, does it?
To be honest with you, it's not something that I am really, I think, clever enough to talk about. I certainly know that there have been times when I was growing up when there was a lot of concern that they were going to take money away. I mean, I grew up mostly under a Labour government. I mean, Thatcher was when I was quite little. But I think it's been swings and roundabouts for both parties. As far as Thatcher goes, I mean, it was the idea of money and attention for people who had money and were worth attention.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think
that's
it was
interesting.
probably very easy to be Joe Bloggs from down the street at number 52 and be able to go and Billy Elliot style or
Like
play
that's
No,
what I
football.
always
that's
think.
it. Yeah,
I
I
always
mean,
think of Billy
you know,
Elliot.
she got rid of all the unions.
Right.
You know, she closed down all the coal mines. You know, she upset a lot of people, and especially up north, it really affected a lot of people's families, people's
Right.
livelihoods.
And what did you folks think of the movie Meryl Streep played? Do you think she did a good job playing?
Oh, well, yeah, she did.
She did.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, she's phenomenal. Though.
yeah, no matter what she does.
Yeah, she really is.
Okay, so I think, hey Jimmy, you want to go to a commercial? No, let's do that. Okay, so boy, a half an hour has flown by.
Sure has.
We are going to go to a commercial. So Jimmy will tell us when we're going out and when we're coming back in, but we're going to stay on Facebook Live. So Jimmy, okay, so they're doing a commercial now. So if you're listening on the live broadcast, you're going to hear our sponsors and my cousin Joyce's. Yeah. We're on the PC right now with you guys, and then I'm broadcasting live with the, Facebooking with the Mac. Yeah. Tools, okay. And options. Okay, hold on. So I just click tools. I don't see options. Oh, options, yeah. Okay.
Phone's gone on there.
And now what?
I've seen a few people, yeah.
Oh, have you? No, I keep looking.
Options.
And I can't see anybody that I know of.
I did say somebody say, I love the Essex.
Push to talk. You want me to hit push to talk?
I wonder
Right
who
now,
that was then.
Yeah. Where do you want me to put it? It's set at minus 20.
Oh, how beautiful, lovely show.
Plus 10. Okay, I'm bringing it up right now to plus 10. Oh, okay. You want me to? Should we shut our phones off? You want me to shut my phone off, Jimmy? Oh. You know what I might have on is a Bluetooth. Sorry, Facebook people. This is live. Oh, okay.
Yeah, hi.
Well, you know what I'll do?
Do you want some ginger cake? Bet you're jealous. We're going to have that later on.
Okay, so let me apply. Okay, I'll do that.
Cocktail.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that a little better?
Yeah. Really tasty. Very yummy. So will this be.
Jimmy, how's that?
I know. I've not been taking years. When was the last time you had ginger
No, I
cake?
don't. A long time ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
All right, so Facebook.
Sean's gonna make.
You just. Oh, sorry. You just. I love it. Okay, can you hear me now, Jimmy?
I was gonna make some birds like custard to go with it.
Yummy.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, you should have brought it.
I never
haven't
did
you?
even thought, because I mean, I ate before. I didn't think
Yeah, can you hear me, Jimmy?
I've got my beaner in my fridge.
Yeah, nice Ribena. I've got that horrible light one.
Can you hear me, Jimmy?
No, for next time. I've made that mistake.
I know, it's very
Okay,
And the same
flavourless.
thing with Angel Delight as well. I've got sugar-free accidentally.
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, we're coming in and out a little
No,
bit on the
sugar-free
broadcast.
Angel Delight.
So
The strawberry flavour's my favourite.
Oh,
What's
yeah, I like
yours?
them all. I think butterscotch. I like them all, though.
yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Hello, back again.
Okay. I don't know why he can't hear us. Okay. Let's go back to options. Okay. You know what? Why don't you talk about the food, Penny, that
Okay.
you brought tonight, and
Okay.
I will deal with the sound issue.
Right.
So this is some of the stuff that Penny brought that is popular in London.
Okay.
So go ahead, Penny.
Well, we went to Myza-Keswick. I went to Myza-Keswick yesterday, and I thought, well, what am I going to get that Maria hasn't tried before? So I thought, well, we'll get some sausages, because Myza-Keswick make really delicious sausages. But they're in the fridge at the moment. But what I did leave out the fridge is Scotch eggs. That's another little English delicacy.
Yummy.
And these are really yummy. And they look like this. They kind of look like a meatball. And it's egg and
Yeah, can you hear me now?
sausage wrapped around. You deep fry it. It's got breadcrumbs around it. And then actually you eat this cold, and it's served with Brampston pickles,
So
which is a
good.
chutney.
Yummy.
It's really, really yummy.
Okay, so I leave it at -10.
So we've got some of these, and then the
Oh, that's
pudding.
minus
We're going to
20,
have
so we'll go
actually
minus
for
30.
dinner. We're going to have bangers and mash, which is mashed potatoes and our sausages.
It's at -20 now.
And then we've got our Jamaican ginger cake
Okay.
for our pudding.
Bitties.
Yeah,
Okay, there
only
it
the
is.
best.
And we've got mustard as well to go with the bangers.
Oh, we
and
do,
mash.
don't we? Got mustard,
Almond
yeah.
mustard.
Commons mustard.
can you
We're
hear
doing
me?
it right. We're
We
doing
are,
it right.
yeah.
Thanks to Penny.
I know, and this one forgot the
Okay.
custard.
Yeah.
All right, so
Useless.
we're back. Sorry, folks, about that. Sometimes these things happen behind the scenes, and you know what? It's kind of good because you have to roll with it. So you were privy to that, and now Will knows that I am not a technical person at all. Okay, he's coming in now. We're coming back in, and I'm getting better at it. All right, here we come. We're back from commercial. Thank you to our sponsors. We really appreciate you. Where would we be without them? Oh. Okay, so we talked a little bit about some of the food that you brought, Penny, right?
We did,
And
yes.
you grew up with this as well, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because when Penny brought it over, she was mentioning all these things I knew nothing about. And Will was like, oh, of course. Oh, of course. So the bangers and mash, we're going to make that afterwards.
We
right?
are.
So
Yeah.
good.
And
Yeah,
I'm excited
really
about
tasty.
that. That's right up my alley. I'm not a vegetarian. I hate to break it to you people, but although I do love vegetables, I want to show. Would you please grab the tomatoes? Okay, so now let's just merge into a part of our show called Go Ahead, Keep Eating, which Penny told us about a lot of the great things that she brought. These talking about vegetables. I don't know about
so beautifully
beautiful.
presented.
Thank you so much. I tried because I know that you're in that field of things have to
well,
look
yeah.
beautiful.
We do enjoy food.
We
Yeah.
do, yes.
Okay, so these are from my dad's garden. Now, it is August, folks, and anybody that has a garden, and Bill, you have a garden. Bill sent me mint and sage and a beautiful cucumber. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of
Basil.
stuff. So
Yeah,
thank
bit
you.
of
I will
basil.
be eating that.
Basil.
My
Basil.
dad grows vegetables, and when we were kids, we just literally went out into the garden and got vegetables, and my mom made them. So we were not the kind of kids that you had to force to eat vegetables. We loved them, and I still do. And my dad gave me tomatoes when I went to St. Anthony's Feast to visit, and here they are. And I've made a tomato, basil, and Bermuda onion salad. We're going to enjoy this.
Yummy.
White
Really
balsamic
good.
vinegar and extra virgin olive oil from Italy.
Oh,
So
that's going to go well with the sausages, actually.
Oh my God, it's going to be
so
great.
good.
Okay, so what did I miss you guys were talking about?
We were just talking about food.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's all.
So,
Yeah.
but you're both thin. Most British people I know are thin, except on Harry Potter. They always have like chubby
I'm
people.
hiding
You're
it.
very svelte.
Oh,
Yeah,
Penny,
no,
you're
I'm
always
wearing
in
black,
shape.
so that's why.
No,
wasn't
I
prepared,
don't
to be
think
honest.
Penny,
so.
you look well.
I'm
Now,
not
Penny,
my
may I
fat
just
girl.
show everybody your outfit is beautiful.
Penny,
Oh,
This
thank
is Penny
you.
dressed so
Very
nice. Oh, there
beautiful.
she goes. Hello. All right, that was important because I said, Penny,
Absolutely.
how do you like your shot? And she said, well, I wore a low-cut top. I want to make sure that we can show that. So Penny does have a low-cut top and looking
Not that
great.
she's- yes, thank you.
Looking great, Penny. Everybody's did you have a low? You did not wear your low-cut
No,
top.
I didn't.
He's kept,
I
I just
yeah.
love it. There we
goes
go.
Will. Wow.
Yeah, there he goes.
I did not wear a low-cut top. I
He's
don't
been
know.
very conservative.
I-
Buttoned up.
I try. Although I got to tell you, one Halloween, I went dressed as Judy Mesa, who was on our show last week. And we know Judy is she's curvy. And I went dressed as her. I wore all her clothes, and I did my hair like her, and I even painted an eyebrow on, because she always has one raised eyebrow. Do you know that I never made better tips in my life?
Oh, I bet you did.
Oh, my God. I mean, people were throwing 20s at me. I couldn't believe it. I was
I'm
like,
not surprised.
that's all I have to do?
Yes.
And that's-
there you go.
So, but I resist. But I might
Just
have
like
to low cut
Judy.
it.
Yeah. Judy's
Judy-
got great style.
Judy does have great style.
Yeah, she does.
She's going to love that we're saying that. Okay, so let's say hello to some of our friends. Jeffrey Campbell. I love Jeffrey Campbell.
Oh,
You know Jeffrey. He's
yeah,
one of our
Jeffrey's
great friends. And Jeffrey, you're going to have to come on the show because Jeffrey is an accountant
Yes.
by trade. But did you know that he plays beautiful piano? Did you know that, Will?
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Campbell
Actually, I don't think I did know that.
plays piano beautifully.
I know he's
Yeah,
very
when he-
musical and very smart.
He was
Very
at one
soon.
of your parties.
Yes, he
wasn't
was at one of my
Yeah.
parties. You've met Jeffrey, and he plays beautifully. So Jeffrey Campbell, Teresa, today's a horn.
Hi.
Our Czechoslovakian
Willie says hi.
Willie
That's
says
so
hi.
cute.
Baby Willie,
Yeah.
he's so cute.
He's so
Oh.
cute. He is.
Liz Lark Brown,
Liz
Tom
Brown.
Goff, Anthony Castellano. He's talking about Tracy Chapman. And
yeah.
Judy.
I
Oh,
was
look
going
at
to
Judy.
say
We
that.
were just talking about
I
you, honey.
see.
Judy says you guys are so cute.
You're cute,
You're
Judy.
cute.
is
You're
cute.
very cute.
She was looking extra cute today. She's rocking the curly hair. Did you notice?
I did know she looked fabulous.
See-
And the red lips and curly hair, she looked fabulous.
You guys, you girly girls are always changing your look.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she was nervous about because her sister cut it so short and it looks great on
Her
her.
sister who lives in Mexico now, cut her hair short, and then. But I have had, and my sister knows this. I've had the same haircut. I wish I could find. I have a picture here somewhere. Oh yeah, will you grab that picture right next to the television? I want to show you something.
Yeah, but there's a picture of you when you were about 4 with your mom and you
Yeah,
still
I
got
showed that
look.
last week. But yes, please. Okay, so I've had the same haircut. My cousin told us
Forever.
since I was 4. All right, here it is. There it is. I've
Yeah.
had that same
Look at
haircut
this.
since I was 4, and some
Well, you
decades.
swept, the bangs are swept
The
over.
bangs are swept
and now
over.
they're all down.
Yeah, now it's done.
Oh.
So, yeah, but I really haven't changed much. I kind of do the same thing. I'm a creature of habit, which drives a lot of people crazy. And Ike Silva is our Brazilian hot friend. Yes, he's
Oh.
very cute. Ike, we call him.
Really?
So he's checked in.
All right.
And people have all these other things like Ike. Did you know that he was a veterinarian in Brazil?
I didn't.
Right, in
Well,
Brazil.
who is he?
He is one of our customers. He's
Oh,
adorable.
fabulous.
And you would think he was a dancer. He has, the thing about the Brazilians is they're always shaking it.
Oh, yeah, they really are.
Remember
They're
the
gorgeous.
Olympics? They were
Oh,
always shaking it.
absolutely.
The
Oh,
Summer
always.
Olympics. You had to tell them
Yeah.
to sit down.
Yeah.
Sit the hell down, Brazilians.
No, they don't want
It
to
was
sit
it was
down.
the table tennis competition. It was like Japan versus Korea, South Korea, and the Brazilians were like, they were like dancing and shaking it, and they literally had to stop the competition and say, Brazilians, please sit down. Dude, this is not a time to gyrate.
They're a very hot people.
They gyrate
Oh,
constantly.
yeah,
And if
they
you
have.
meet Ike, you'll see he is always gyrating.
Love
He's
it.
laughing. Look, he's laughing there. It's true. Okay, now Penny, another thing that you do that I didn't know about until Facebook is you also paint.
I do.
I didn't know about that.
I
tell me
do
about
that just to relax. I used to paint when I was many years ago when I was at school, and then I just got back into it last year. And I just picked up a brush and I thought, right, I'll go to a couple of art classes. I'll go to an art class. and I just really enjoy it. I'm not great, but
Did you paint from when you were little? Was that
I did, and then I have got an O level in art, but and then I just wanted to sort of.
Does that contribute, you think, to your? Because you're a great colorist. You're an amazing colorist. Would you say that's your specialty?
No, far from it.
Really?
I'm not, and that's why I wanted to actually paint. I'm actually a master stylist, not a colorist.
Well, but you do amazing color.
Well, I enjoy painting, so I enjoy playing. In fact, I was just actually at L'Oreal Institute this weekend painting. I was doing balayage. I'm in the middle of doing my master's balayage qualifications.
What's balayage?
Well, it's a painting technique on your hair.
Really?
So sort of like it's to create highlights. You're painting the bleach on to create these really subtle highlights, as if the sun's kissed your hair, rather than these horrible sort of weavy, tin foil looking highlights. And it's a really great technique. So I had a lot of fun this weekend, and I was like back being like a kid again, because a lot of the people that were teaching me were in their 20s, and all like the young girls that were in the class were in their 20s, and I just had so much fun. I really did. It was great learning.
See, that's great. You have to be open. I think.
So my artwork, sorry to interrupt,
no,
that's what actually had sort of, I thought, well, I've got to start painting so I can sort of really improve on my colouring techniques.
Wow, and you do beautiful work. I mean, your paintings are beautiful, and I was like, wow. Okay, can't hear. Should we bring up our voices? Okay, all right. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this mic a little bit closer. I'll hold it right down here. Is this any better, Jimmy? Like this? Okay, so we're just going to keep going. Okay, so now I want to talk about if someone wants to get a hold of you, Penny, and a hold of Will. How do we get a hold of you, Penny? How do we find your salon? Tell us about your website. If you want to give us the address, you can, or if you just...
Penny James, and my website is Penny at Penny James Salon.
Okay, so just spell the name.
PENNYJAMES Salon, SALON. And actually, sorry, that's my website is Penny James Salon.
Okay.
So it's nice and easy. Just think of like, Penny, the coin, James is a man's name, and Salon.
I love it. All right, and please go and look Penny up, because she does exquisite work.
Thank you.
You really do. And Will, if people want to find you, how do they find you?
Same deal, really. William TN, as in Tennessee, the abbreviation.
Okay.
William TN Hall, HALL.com.
All right, and now you just came back. You do a lot of different things. You also did a cruise to Alaska. You played on that cruise.
Yeah,
you do a lot of cruise ships, right?
Yeah, increasingly more so.
I hear that more and more.
Be doing cruise ships. Yeah, it's fun. It's nice to be on a cruise ship for a week, as opposed to doing a cruise ship for 9 months, which is wonderful. But
that's a long time to be
on. Yeah,
goodness. So to just do these weeks every now and then, I'm very fortunate.
And how many shows do you do a week when you do these?
It depends. Somewhere between, if it's a 7-day cruise, I'd say somewhere between 3 and 5 shows
a week.
Kind of a week, yeah.
And how long are the shows?
Things. Again, it depends. Between an hour. Yeah, I mean, it's it doesn't feel as much like work, because you're always in a new place and you're always meeting new people, because you're on these incredible floating cities. So it takes the work part out of it, which is very nice.
Yeah, I think I would like it for a little while, and then it would make me a little crazy. I feel like,
I mean, you certainly can get a bit cabin fever for sure.
I find for me that the more variety I have, like, although I am a creature of habit, when it comes to being creative, I like having a lot of different things that I'm doing at once, maybe because I'm a Gemini. What are you? You're a Libra?
Sagittarius.
And you're a Libra.
And I'm a
Your
Libra.
birthday's coming up.
Yep.
Okay, so you're a Sag. I find that if I'm doing a lot of different things, like the teaching, the singing, the songwriting, and writing something, working on, that's when I'm the happiest.
Right.
So do you find the same thing, or do you like working on one thing all the way through?
No, I'm pretty useless at that, actually. I like to be able to do things on my own and get them done. But it's actually easier for me to collaborate, because I like having somebody push me. Therefore, I don't have to,
Okay.
because I can just be like, all right, well, I got to write this song, and then
I know,
happens,
I know that happened. That's why I like working with other people,
right?
Because we push each other. The thing is, I think with you, because you have your own business and you're very driven, Penny. I mean, you really are so inspiring, as is Judy. Judy's very driven as well. Maybe that's a Libra trait.
Maybe.
Like when you say you're going to do something, you're at point A and you go to point B. And I think, well, you get a lot of stuff, but I think you see people sometimes get sidetracked because it's kind of like almost like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. There's that. Oh, I could do that for a while. Oh, that's fun. Let's do that. It's kind of like that, like a little kid that sees things on a shelf and wants some of that and some of that.
But I do that too. Of course I do. I mean, hairdressing is vast, in how you want to do it. Colorist, stylist. Are you going to do editorial work? Are you going to just work solely behind the scenes on doing television? Are you going to, just work at a small little salon, out in the countryside somewhere? Nothing's wrong with any of these directions. Are you going to specialize in, hair extensions? Are you going to specialize in curly hair? There's
right.
Are you going to specialize in one particular area?
It's important to specialize?
No, I mean, when you were talking about there's so many different directions, my attitude is just freaking jump in every single one.
Good. That's good.
And bring them all, collaborate all of them. I mean.
Now I know in a lot of the salons that my family has, they have lots of people that work there, and sometimes they'll have different people that do different things. There'll be someone that just does color, someone that just does cuts. You do all of it, but yourself.
I do.
And your salon is just you.
It's just me. Yes,
yeah.
It is. I mean, but I'm really obsessed with hair. I mean, I have been since I was really little. Yeah. So I love it. I mean, now, actually, what I'm doing is I've sort of moved things in another direction where I'm actually now a certified trichologist.
Okay, I want to talk about this now because this is really important. So what time, where are we at for time? Let me see. 9:48. Okay. So, Will, I'm going to ask a favor of you. Can you, because you're tall, can you go to that air conditioner and turn it off? That may be some of the problem with the mic, because we're doing great now. I think we're on. But, okay, so Penny, tell us what that is, because as people get older, women and men, and a lot of, women will talk about it. They won't talk about it, but it does happen. Tell us about this trigology thing.
Well, what a trichologist is someone who specializes in hair loss and scalp issues. And believe it or not, it doesn't just affect women and men or older women and men. It affects all age groups. Apparently, according to the National Academy of Dermatology, the 50 million American women suffer from some form of hereditary hair loss. That's staggering. I mean, that's a really large percentage. So, when I know in my chair, I've been working behind the chair for many years, clients are coming to me in their 20s, clients are coming to me in their 30s, 40s, 50s. So it's not just thinking, oh, it's menopause, it's not, it's stress, it's diet, medication, even, that can be an onslaught of hair loss and to some of the craziest of things where you've got food poisoning.
Really?
Food poisoning.
So now is that something that you, if someone is experiencing that,
yes,
you're definitely a person they can call, right?
Absolutely.
And you can address that.
I can. And for you viewers listening out there, you've really got to make sure and do your homework, because you don't want just someone who specializes in hair loss. You want to make sure there are
like
certain,
the Bosleys or the hair clubs.
Bosley's actually pretty good, but you want to make sure that the person you're going to as a trichologist has been certified. So I'm internationally I'm IAT, which is International Association of Trichology. Wow. There's the Royal Academy of Trichology.
That sounds very British.
So you've got, it is actually.
I love it.
So, you've got to really, if you're going to go to somebody, don't just sort of, because there's a lot out there right now, with all these vitamins and, there's just make sure that you do your homework before you go and visit someone so you don't get ripped off, basically.
Okay, great. Well, I would suggest, not just because she's my friend, because we've had many discussions about this and you've helped me a lot. So go and look up Penny and please go and see Penny. This is like something that she's certified in and does an amazing work in, and you don't have to hide anymore. It's really like something you can, Penny will
Well, I
help
think
take care.
that's it. I mean, I think this is our crown and glory. You know, I mean, this is, you know, all of us, it's how we feel gorgeous as a woman, as a man too. You know, it really affects your confidence when you start losing your hair.
Absolutely.
So, you know, my attitude is this: I'm a really great stylist. So come to me and I can help you style your hair, and let's figure out how we can start regrowing your hair. I can't guarantee it that we can regrow your hair, but I can sure help you figure a great way to style your hair. For example, my hair is really fine. So for it to look good, I keep it short.
Okay.
You know, so it really looks stylish and it looks thick.
Right.
You know,
to work, it's like working with what you have in a positive way.
Absolutely.
Going with the grain of something as opposed to an opposite.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, Will, what are you working? Because you're working on a million things right now. So you just finished a workshop of a musical. Did you just do that?
No, what have I been doing? God, I just started writing something new with my writing partner Patrick, and we met in the BMI Musical Theatre workshop, and we have just started this project that we're excited about, which we think is going to be a good project and is going to be a lot of fun. And so far so good, but you know, we'll see what happens, but we're happy about it at the moment.
It's going to be good, because I've been seeing a lot of your posts, and a lot of it is focused on that right now. A lot
of writing. I mean, that's the goal, but I mean, apart from that, I'm very fortunate to be playing a lot up until the end of the year. We have some RuPaul's Drag Race shows.
Oh my gosh, do you? That's brilliant. We'll have to see that.
Yeah, please do. Please. And we have Sharon Needles is going to do her Halloween special at the Laurie Beachman.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Courtney Axe is going to do her Christmas special at Laurie Beachman in December. So
now, what was that show? Was it called Putting on the Brits?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Putting on the Brits.
So tell me about that. What was that you just...
So that's a series we've done for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS with the lovely Amy Wolk. And her and I collaborate on bringing in artists who sing British songs, and we redo them, and we raise money for a good cause.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that really is.
Yeah, you do a lot of different things, and you work with Siren.
Yeah. So Siren, which was awesome. They're fantastic.
And that's Shanna Sharp, who we had on the show, who's getting married in a couple weeks.
Soon.
And to Alex, who was also on the show. But Shanna is in Siren, and that's an amazing group of 3 girls, and you work with them quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna work on our show, and we wrote a song together. Now I know we're having technical issues, so I was gonna play it, but I think I'm gonna skip that tonight and play it for you some other time. But it's called "This Is My America," and it's about the immigrant experience, and that was the song of hope that we wrote. The Statue of Liberty that I told you about, that story I told you about last week, where my mom saw that, my Uncle John and my mom saw that Statue of Liberty. And that was the experience. Growing up as a kid, I heard my family and my parents and be so proud to be American, even though they were from another country, but they were citizens. My mother never missed an election, not once. Not once. She was in a wheelchair at the end. She was hospitalized, and I remember on the way to the hospital, she was having her pancreas operated on for cancer, and she said, "I have to vote." And my dad said, "I think you can skip it." And she said, "No, I've never skipped it."
Wow.
So that was the kind of patriot that my mom was, and that's why I brought those lyrics to Will, and we wrote that. So we'll keep working on that kind of stuff. And we're going to eat our food, our British food. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Penny's going to show me all about that stuff.
And I can't wait to taste those tomatoes. They look delicious.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. So, we eat late here because the show starts at 9 and ends at 10, and we eat it from 10 to 11.
Yeah.
But that's a New York thing.
No, it's
not a big deal, right?
No,
yeah.
Not really.
That's not a big deal. So next week on our show, we are going to, I hope this is right. I have Billy Hipkins and Gabrielle Cartinez. And Billy Hipkins is my friend who is a dresser on Broadway. He works in wardrobe and has for many, many, many years. Oh. And I didn't know that Billy was also an actor until a few years ago. He wrote a show he wrote a show and started performing it, and it won one of the Fringe festivals. It's a one-man show. I don't want to get the name of the show wrong, so I won't say it because I can't remember exactly how to pronounce one of the last names. But he is going to be talking about that, and he just wrote a new show, and it's been touring now for years. This one, and I don't want to give too much of it away. He'll tell you about it. So Billy Hipkins is going to join us next week, and Gabrielle Cartinez is a dancer, and she also plays violin. That's another thing. I find that artists usually have more than one thing they're good at. Do you find that?
Yes, for a lot of people.
Do you have things that
not for myself?
No, but you're a musical person. Do you have other things that, like I'm also a creative cook. Like I find that that's something that I'm good at, also creatively. And are there other things, like your apartment is beautiful.
I like to clean.
You like to? Well,
you can come around mine if you want.
Oh my God, he's so clean. His apartment is mostly white. I could never have anything.
That's impressive.
I mean, my couch is kind of white.
Not always.
Yeah, but you're. So, would you say that you're creative in that way?
I mean, I don't know if it's creative. I mean, I wish I could dance. I wish I could
Me too.
do lots of things. But I certainly feel that music is what I can only say is what I feel I excel at. But maybe, I mean, I feel like I'm an okay cook. I'm an okay housekeeper.
Yeah. Now, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Oh, they can just either on Facebook or on the website, or
someone is buzzing
by Puppy Man.
And I haven't shown you guys how to buzz people in. So, that's my dog Rizzo. So now, so we're going to be signing off soon. We sorry about some of the technical issues that we had tonight. We apologize. As I do this every week, I learn more, and I may have to upgrade some of the equipment or work with Jimmy the engineer on some of that. So we'll see what happens with all that stuff. We thank you, and let's say hello to some of our other people that have been coming on and saying hello. So Suzanne Mason joined. David Doan. Hello, my friend. You know David Doan. John Satcham joined.
That old puss.
Yes, that old puss. That's right. He is an incredible singer, and now he's working on the tour of Rent, right?
Yeah.
But I directed his show, and Nate Bucheri, who's a friend of ours too. We're going to have him on the show, musically directed it. That was really great. Who else we have? Scott Evan Davis. He is so talented, songwriter, and he's going to be on the show in October. I can't remember the exact date, but I'll fill you guys in on that. So he's going to be on the show along with my friend Jacqueline Burke, who is also British, and she is she's written a book, and she's also a visual artist. Kevin Bell has joined. Hi, Kevin. Maria Filiomeni, my friend from Morristown. She took one of my classes. She's a great person. So people are coming on and joining, and we appreciate you. And I also want, as we're going to be going out in a minute, I also want to remind you, download the TuneIn app, and you can listen to us live. Download it on your phone or your computer or both. That's free. And you can listen live 9 p.m. Tuesdays Eastern, 9 p.m. and it's out all the way out to LA, and then across to London on your Radio Garden Worldwide. That goes all the way to London. And then in podcast, you want to go to Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. That is your app. You download. It's also free. And a bunch of podcasts will just type in What's the Story with Maria, and you will save it as favorites, of course. And then all the shows that I've done so far are archived, and you can listen to them in your own time. This is episode 7. So we want to thank you for joining us. And Jimmy, we're going to be out, right? Okay, so we're out. That's our show, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Come back next week.